Hi everyone, welcome back to the Hyundai channel. My name is Gabi and you guessed it, it's hybrid week. It's day 3 and I'm your instructor. So today we're going to be doing drive mode select. I'm going to be showing you eco, sport, and smart in the hybrid Sportage. Now these drive modes also translate to the Sportage PHEV probably, and the Sorento PHEV, Sorento HEV, and the Tucson. So all these vehicles have these different drive modes. They all work generally the same way. They just might be in a different location or have a different icon. So you can translate that to whatever you drive. Let's get into the video. All right, so now we're back in the Sportage Hybrid. I'm going to show you how to adjust the drive mode, what your cluster changes to, and just some hidden features and how it works. So over here you have your your drive mode select. So you can see right now it's highlighted in drive. There's also train modes, but we'll get into that in another video. You'll see on the cluster here we're in eco. So the Sportage Hybrid defaults to eco naturally. You can also switch to sport and smart, and you'll notice how your cluster changes. So right now you have your eco dynamic cluster instead of a tachometer. So you'll have your charge. When your vehicle is braking or coasting, you'll primarily be in the charge range. That just means you're getting some power back into your batteries. If it's in the eco area, it's using your electric motor and your gasoline engine. And if it's in the power area, then it's primarily using your gasoline engine. So if I bring it to sport, you have a regular tachometer. The reasoning behind this is it's figuring if you're in sport mode, you probably want a sporty feel. You want a sporty look. This looks sporty, looks almost like a checkered flag, a lot of red accents, and it'll show you where your RPMs are at while you're driving. Back to eco, you get your eco dynamics cluster again. Now, whichever drive mode you're in, you'll always still have your consumption down at the very bottom, so you're not going to be missing that. It's just your clusters will look different. Now, if you always want to keep the same cluster regardless of what drive mode you're in, that is something you can do. So to do that, you go to Setup over here, Vehicle, Cluster, and Tachometer Display. So right now it has it set to sport, only showing the tachometer, and then of course your terrain modes. If I wanted smart to show it, I would just click that. And now when I go back into smart, I have a tachometer. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now I have a tachometer. And what these drive modes do is while you're in smart mode, it's just adjusting to whatever you're doing. So if you're driving around leisurely in the city, not really giving it too much throttle, not doing anything too crazy, it's going to give you your best fuel economy. But then if I were to go on the highway and really floor it, or maybe not floor it, but just drive with a little more power, it's going to switch me into sport mode and give me the power I need as I ask for it. And then eventually when I go die down and I'm driving regularly again, it'll give me my fuel economy back. So smart mode's definitely my best choice, or most people's best choice when it comes to driving, because it truly comes down to what you're doing. If it's giving you bad fuel economy, that's because you're driving bad. So change that up. And then if I bring it to sport mode, you'll notice, or you'll feel as you're driving, the steering's a bit stiffer, so you have a more sporty steering feel. I'm just going to shut this off now because the engine did turn on and we're inside. And we'll turn it on to our electric, just battery. So now the car started again, and I'll switch it back to sport mode. So as I was saying, you'll have a stiffer steering. You'll also have your gears shift at higher RPMs. So it's going to hold your RPMs to a higher power band you're going to use, or you're going to get more power out of your vehicle, whichever gear you're in. If I was in eco mode, it's going to try to shift gears much quicker. So shift gears as soon as possible and be more efficient. Now, a lot of people think it's a little bit more sluggish. I don't really think so. One thing I do notice though is it's going to change your pedal mapping. So as I start from a takeoff, so a red light turns green, my pedal is going to feel a little bit more dull if I'm in eco mode. Whether if it was in sport mode, it's going to feel very sensitive and touchy. The car will take off right away. So those are some differences you'll experience, and then if you want to avoid those differences, you can have it in smart mode and it'll just adapt to whatever you're doing, how you're driving, and kind of be a nice in-between. So I hope this video was helpful. Some of our vehicles have more drive modes and we want to get into those as well too, so stay tuned for more Kia class videos on drive modes. See you next time.